All right, we're back with a new episode of Real in the Field, and we're back. Yeah,
Let's do it.
times are changing, the season's changing. You got guys that are in college going to the NFL for the first time, discovering what that's like. You got high school players going into college for the first time and seeing that big transition. I mean, there's a big jump going from those levels, whether you're going from high school to college, or if you're going from college to NFL. It's a big kind of change.
For sure.
And you did that change when you were out in NAU.
I did the high school JUCO, then jumped to the college level, and yeah, it's eye-opening experience. You think you know what's going on, and then you realize you don't know. You don't know anything. Yeah, exactly.
And it's a big difference, I would assume, because you go from a high school football player who is going to school during the day, right after school, you're going and playing some football and, hitting the weight room, things like that. And then once you're done, you cut out going back home and just kind of calling it. It's different when you're in a institutionalized program.
Yeah.
What is it like? So you've done that. You've gone to a college where that's the main focus. You being there is because you're a football player. What is it like day to day going from JUCO and the kind of change of pace now into a college?
Yeah. So all these guys are experiencing some form of a camp.
Okay.
Right. NFL guys are going through it. Right. We're gonna watch the Rams.
Right.
Right. So all the colleges and even high school level going through some camp stuff, right? That build up to season.
Yeah.
So getting into pads, 2-a-days, just that grind, and it's that last push before the season starts. And so at the college level, I mean, for me, it's been, roughly almost 15 years now.
Yeah.
And I think before my time, it was harder. And I think since my time, it's gotten probably a little easier for guys. They've kind of dialed it back a little bit.
Oh,
right?
so you mean in terms of...
We still had 2-a-days. We still had, I think one of my years we had like a couple threes a days in there.
So what's the change, or why dial it back a little bit? I mean, are you seeing like there's not a lot of, you're not getting a lot of return on pushing your guys that hard?
I don't know. I think it's just
people are soft these days.
I was gonna say it's just society and just things evolving and changing and trying to be efficient. And I think with technology, film, and just everything. I guess it's just different.
Yeah.
But, so my time, it was wake up and you had to be at breakfast in the cafeteria at a certain time. And then after breakfast,
well, what's a typical college NAU breakfast look like? What are they serving?
Well, you would go to the Du Bois Center, and it was like, and everyone would eat together, and it was pretty much anything you wanted. Like if you wanted pancakes, like whatever. But a lot of guys ate light in the morning, and then after that, you would have a meeting with your either position group or a special teams type meeting. And then practice, and then after practice, you go to lunch, right back to the same place. You go to lunch.
Wait, hold on, but you gloss over practice, because practice is, what are we talking like?
Oh, it's like a two and a half hour practice.
2.5 hours of, are you with your position coach doing practice?
Yeah, so you're practicing, so you got some special teams periods in the beginning. And then offense, defense separate.
Yeah.
And then you do a little team action, do some inside run, and just things like that. A little bit of crossover. And then, but now everyone's in pads. And so now it's like, now you're starting to get cranked up a little bit, right? A little preparation. Yeah, exactly. And just getting your body ready for that.
Yeah.
Like just the hitting and stuff like that. And then, so that's practice. And then you head off to lunch. Then after lunch, you go to more meetings.
Yeah.
And then after those meetings, either treatment, or we would have practice again, or some type of lifting, conditioning type stuff. And then meetings, and then you would have dinner.
Yeah. All as a team.
You couldn't miss anything. And then after that, and then it was either you finish with one more meeting of like maybe a whole defensive meeting.
Yeah.
And then you're out of here, go home, go to bed. See ya. See you at 7 a.m. in the morning.
So what time would you guys cut out? I mean, last meeting and
probably anywhere between 9 and 10
p.m.
Yes.
Oh wow, that is a full day.
Oh no, like, and it's like every day.
Yeah,
it's every day for like 2 weeks, and it's
that's pretty intense.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to. You think about it. Yeah, you got new guys coming in. Guys are learning the playbook. Guys are learning their position, learning what this defense is going to run or offense is going to run.
Yeah.
Where you need to be, the position you need to be in, and then aside from that, it's conditioning and getting yourself ready to do what you need to do on the field.
Yeah,
it is a institutional. Like, it's an institution. It's like you're there to play football.
Yeah, it's structured beyond belief of. Like, you are accounted for. Every minute of your day is accounted for.
Yeah.
Every like everyone knows where you need to be, right? Like, hey, you need to be in the training room right now. Why are you not in the training room, right? Or it's, hey, I know the linebackers have a meeting right now. Why aren't you?
Yeah.
Why aren't you there?
And how likely do guys like stick around? Do they like?
No, I mean, not much. Like, we would have like a little bit of downtime in between, right? So breakfast, practice, lunch, and then there's like maybe an hour of downtime.
Yeah.
2 if you're lucky before you got to go back for your next meeting and practice and all that stuff. And we'd go back to the apartment and like play darts.
Yeah.
Or you would take a nap. And
I was going to say at that point,
every phone alarm right next to you so you wouldn't miss it. But everybody was, everyone was like on top of it, and everyone knew what everyone was going through.
Yeah,
and so it wasn't just our sport. Like, girls soccer was doing it.
Oh yeah,
like girls volleyball was doing it. So like you would see them like ships passing in the night. Like, you would see them like, oh yeah, they're headed to practice. Oh yeah, like they got to go lift, and then we're heading in, and it's like, so everyone's on the same page of like.
Well, it's really interesting because it's something that everybody, a lot of those, like if you're an athlete, if you're playing, college ball and any whatever ball that is, like you've come out of that and you know that experience. What do you like when you look back on those experiences? Like, what do you take from it? What do you think about those? Do you think about the hard times? Because that's just the small window of what we're talking about now, which is leading into. Going into the season. It's a tough part, it's a grueling part, but do you look at it like with like remembering it being that tough?
Yeah, yes and no. Yeah. Like, it was tough because you were just like, oh man, like I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I'm beat up. I'm like, God, like how many more meetings do we have to have? Like, I get it. I know what I'm doing right? Like, but there's that, but then there's that but at the same time, you're like kind of growing as a team. You don't even realize you're doing it, but you're growing as a team, and you're kind of like, I kind of like that guy. Like, I've never talked to that guy before.
Yeah,
we got to eat next to each other, and you're like, that guy's kind of cool. Like, I kind of dig him a little bit, and so just that growth, and then you start getting angry with the other side of the ball, because you're just like, I haven't slept in a couple of days, and you're like, screw that dude. Like, but no, it's good. And and right now, everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
And the pro dudes are doing it.
Yep.
And they're getting their bonds, getting ready for preseason, and they're getting ready to rock. Dude, college football is getting ready to roll.
Yeah.
Like, dude, and even high school football, like, we're getting ready. Like, it's
at every level, everyone's doing a version of this.
Exactly.
Of this immersion into the sport, into the playbook, into getting your body prepared for it. Because if you were to compare like what you do getting prepared for the season, compare it to like when you're in the season, I mean, how different is it? Like, let's just say weight room wise and learning the playbook wise, like how much studying is done before the season and then kind of during?
Yeah. So before, you're learning your own playbook.
Yeah.
And then the week of, whoever you're playing, you're learning their playbook. Like, at that point, like, if you don't know your stuff, you're not even.
Yeah.
You're not going to be on the field. Like, it's.
Yeah. You're not going to be in a position to have to learn these guys.
You're not even getting the scouting report for the other guys. Like, don't worry about it. But once you get that scouting report, and then you gotta deep dive into them and watch film on your own.
Yeah.
you know, in between classes. Like in between classes, I'm gonna grab some food over here, and then I'm gonna have it to the room, and I'm gonna watch film on those guys, and I'm gonna go through my scouting report. Like, okay, I'm gonna watch this cat. Like he likes doing this, he likes doing that. Like, and so just
pick up his tendencies.
Exactly, and dude, you get in what you get out what you put in. So if you are a student of the game, and all those NFL guys are, and that's all they're doing. They're learning their craft, and then when it's time, like you got to learn that other dude what he's doing
to react. So that in that moment, that reaction is like you cut down the amount of time in between where you're thinking and doing. Yeah,
and then weight room wise, you're kind of, I mean, you're still building strength and you're still pushing yourself. A lot of maintenance stuff. But yeah, you don't want to take your foot like completely off the gas. Like you're still lifting hard and you're still getting after it. Kind of just, I've always thought of the weight room during the season is like the game, right? You get all these chinks in your armor and you're just like getting beat up. And then during the week, you're like putting the armor back on. You're lifting,
it's a good way
you're
of putting
practicing. You're like putting the armor back on, welding it all back together, and you're like, all right, new week, and then you just rinse and repeat, and you do it over and over again. Yeah.
So it's a way to just kind of rebuild your armor so that when you go into the next week, you're not banged up, and you've fortified your body so that.
And every week's different, right? It's like, oh, my shoulders hurt me this week. Got my collarbone the next week or whatever, and just like, but dude, then it's gone, and then you're like, all right, what's up next? It's like off to the next, like, But dude, all those guys are going through it right now.
Yeah, everyone's going.
It's just like it's a good test, and it's to get you ready. Yeah, and then, but like seriously, once pads get on, your body never will feel the same. Yeah, until probably 2 or 3 weeks after the season. Right? You've done it.
Like, I mean,
you don't feel good.
It's a different game.
Good. Like you are never 100%.
Yeah,
ever.
No, you will play through pain like throughout your entire. I mean, it feels like you. I mean, this is just strictly speaking on a high school level. Like you will never be right. There's always some kind of like thing that just feels off.
Something, yes.
Tweaked ankle, a like shoulder, a muscle, a pec muscle, something. Like there's always something.
The gauge of the new 100%, or like, hey, do you feel 100%? The gauge went from like the normal 100. You're like, I guess it's like right around here now. But you figure that part out, and I think that's what's great about camp, about football. It's a little bit of that test of like, man, like I got a little more. I got a little more. I can do it. So, but
it's interesting because like you said, everyone's going through it right now, and it's if you go on social media, you go on Instagram, whatever, you could see the camps, you could see the veterans coming back, you could see
the
high school kids, you see everyone coming back, you see high school kids getting into they're discovering college football, and you're going from a college or a high school team where, like we had talked about, once you're done for the day, you check out, you're going back home, and it's like you do what you want. Whereas like now, like you just said, your time is accounted for minute by minute all throughout the day. And when you get home, not a lot of time to do any kind of grab ass. You're just like in bed,
sleeping,
getting ready to get up the next morning and back at it. And because these programs are, I mean, this is their kind of bread and butter. For a lot of programs, for a lot of colleges throughout the country, football is the top producing sport. You're not going to get the amount of eyeballs and the amount of ticket sales that you are going to get with football. SC, the Coliseum is filled up every Saturday with close to 90,000 fans there to see SC football, and same thing, there's a lot of eyeballs watching it. So those athletes have to be on their top game, and they are looked at as like an asset to the team, and they get kind of treated like that. So it's right now is when all of this is going on.
And the coaches, I mean, I know myself and my brother and our other coaches, like, dude, we prepare camp and those lead up of the couple weeks and like kind of gearing and trying to peak, like, and get yourself ready to go. But like, it's hard, and every year is a little bit different because you might have, you know, a guy dinged up here, a guy dinged up there, and you're kind of like, but we got to power through it. Like, we can do this. Like, every coach has to make those decisions during camp. And, you know, put their finger on the pulse of like what their team is like. And that goes from pro to whatever. And they got to like figure out, okay, like, let's dial it back today. Everyone just helmets, or everyone like, no, we're going full pads. We're being soft. We need to do this. Like, you know what I mean? And you need to make those decisions. And you roll with it, but that's what makes it like,
dude, it's a big chess game, right? Because you have to move your pieces in certain ways in order to, you know, have the advantage. To be advantageous, you need to play your pieces right. Here's this piece that you can move here, and if you do it, it can kind of set you up for some success later on. But that's what makes this game so interesting. That's what makes all of this, because right now is the time that you guys are game planning and setting pieces, right, for the upcoming season. And mentality, developing like the mentality of these guys, developing their bodies and their like strength, their conditioning, their speed, all of that. There's so many elements to this game that you need to work on. And it's like you have a finite amount of time to do it. You have a finite amount of, you know, energy and what you can get out of these guys. You know what I mean? Like, if you were going to push them at a certain point, you're going to break them, right? I mean, quite physically will injure them if you push them too hard, too far.
But where's the line?
Where's the line? That's like the beauty in what you guys do is like finding that line.
I know.
In training and in like in the mentality part of it. Man, I think that's why, you know, I love this sport so much, and why every year it's so different. And you can go through the same, you know, not the same schedule, but the same kind of, you know, we know what we're going to get next year when it comes to, like with El Medina's football season. We know who we're going to get. We know league play. We know like what's going to, you know, more or less kind of how what it's going to look like in terms of like opponents and things like that. But every day, like, it can go a million different ways every day. And it starts right now. You know what I mean?
I know. You're telling me. I know. In the middle of it. But yeah, dude. No, I agree. It's what makes it really cool. That's why the pro guys make a bunch of money. That's why the college guys make a butt ton of money, because they can get those guys and try to get them to peak and get them ready and get them just ready to perform. And it's just
getting dialed in.
It's awesome.
Getting dialed in for the season. Well, I mean, we're coming close to it. It's I mean, dude, before you know it, we're going to be preseason's going to be here. You guys got passing league games coming up. You guys have you know, a lot of stuff like scheduled upcoming. Dude, before you know it, it's going to be Thursday night, Friday night.
It's like, dude, it's there. And it's great, dude, and it's exciting because then it means football's back, and, you know, the college games are going to start rolling. The NFL games, you got Monday, dude, Sunday, Monday, Thursday, like, it's on.
Oh, dude, they're all they're all taken up. At this point, there's less. I don't even know if there's a day that there is no football.
That's true.
At this point.
That's true.
You know, you got some subdivision team that's playing on a Wednesday night or something.
Yeah, the MAC, baby. The MAC is, that's it. That's it. Northern Illinois and Toledo playing. That's it.
Dude, all right. Well, it's going to be a fun season. Looking forward to all of it. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back after this. This episode is brought to you by Cigar Spots of Orange. Cigar Spots is located in the Circle of Orange.
They have all the top brands of cigars and accessories, including my favorite, the Tatuaje Black Label. What are you going with?
That's a good cigar. I'm going with the Padron 1964. That's a hard cigar to come by. All you cigar lovers know how hard it is to get that cigar. But they also do home delivery. You can actually place the order online and have it delivered to your home if you live within the Orange County area. Or you can go and pick it up in store. You can order online, go to the store and pick it up. I did that recently when we were going out to dinner, needed to get a cigar on the way out, picked it up in store, and I was off.
when you were online, did you enter a promo code by chance?
Oh, yeah. Put in that promo code Tony Joe. Got myself 20% off there. So visit cigarspots.com, and like Joe said, enter that promo code Tony Joe to get yourself that 20% discount.
All right, and we are back. All right, J. Mitch, what do we got this week?
All right, we're going to go with a little quiz.
Okay.
It's going to be NFL nicknames.
Okay,
Okay, so at home, you guys need to play along.
All
Okay,
right.
NFL nicknames, we're going to go teams, units, okay, people, stadiums, fans, and a couple more people.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay, teams, here we go. The Aints.
The Aints. Those are the New Orleans Aints.
Right? Which are the New Orleans
Saints.
There you go. Thank you. New Orleans Saints. Okay, America's team.
Ah, those are the Cowboys.
Ugh.
Yeah. Wait, who christened them America's team? I didn't sign up for this.
That's a great. I mean, probably during the Troy Aikman era, it probably happened, right?
I don't know when it happened. I don't know what year everyone just collectively decided, or I don't know who was the person in charge that just decided that America's team was going to be.
Whoever was did a great job.
Yeah,
because it stuck.
Oh, dude, their PR team, yeah, really.
And dude, they sell merchandise like
I know.
it's going out of style.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Now we're gonna go on to like units. Okay, I don't know if you'll get this one. The Big Blue Wrecking Crew.
Those are the Giants, the 79 Giants.
Wow, close. That's the Giants defense from 1986 and 1990.
86.
I'm going to give that to you because
take it,
I
yeah.
didn't even.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Okay. You should get this one. The Dirty Birds.
Those are the Atlanta Falcons.
That's
that
right.
was during
More
the
specific?
Oh, that is the Anderson. Jamal Anderson? Jamal Anderson.
Yes, look
Dude.
at you. The Falcons of 1998, Jamal Anderson.
Jamal
He used to do
Anderson.
the old Dirty Bird.
Yep.
All right. This is way before our time. The Fearsome Foursome.
Oh, Fearsome Foursome. Oh, gosh.
Our older listeners might be getting this one.
Green Bay defense?
No, this is the 1960s Rams defensive line.
Oh.
That was the Deacon Jones.
Oh, yeah. Deacon Jones.
Good old Deacon. All right. Here we go. This one's pretty easy, I think. The G-Men.
The G-Men. Oh, my God. The G-Men.
Oh, my
Fuck,
God.
I don't know. What is it?
The Giants, New York Giants.
I thought it was, but I don't know. You would put two of them in there. I was like thrown by it.
Come on.
All right.
All right, here we go. The Greatest Show on Turf.
Was the Rams?
Right. Can you name any guys or give me some years maybe?
Was Terry Holt, Isaac Bruce, Kurt Warner, Marshall Falk.
Oof, look at you.
That was before I was a Rams fan too.
99 to 2001.
2001.
Very good. This one dates back a little bit. The Hogs.
The Hogs would be the Cleveland Browns.
Close. The Redskins offensive line.
Oh.
In the 1980s.
Oh, all right.
Here we go. The Purple People Eaters.
Well, it's got to be the Vikings. The year, I couldn't tell you. 80s?
Close. 70s.
70s.
70s defensive line.
All right.
All right. This last one I know you'll get. The Legion of Boom.
Legion of Boom is the Seattle Seahawks.
Right.
But
more specifically, what part of their team?
Their secondary team.
There you go.
Secondary.
Their
yeah.
secondary. Very good. All right. Here we go. Let's go to stadiums now. Okay. The Big Sombrero.
Big Sombrero, I would say somewhere down in the south, maybe Texans Stadium?
The Big Sombrero is Tampa Bay Raymond James Stadium.
Oh.
That was the shape of the stadium given by the ESPN. Rumbling, stumbling.
Oh.
Chris Beeman.
Berman?
Berman.
Berman. That's cultural appropriation, and I don't appreciate it.
So the Big Sombrero, Tampa Bay, Raymond James Stadium, named by Chris Berman.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. The City of Brotherly Hate.
The Philadelphia Eagles Stadium.
Yeah. It's the fans of Philly, pretty much. They call them.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Why are they so bad?
I live in that part of the country, I guess.
Yeah.
It's miserable. I have no idea. Okay, here we go. The Death Star.
Death Star. It's got to be like a newer stadium, maybe.
You're on to something.
All right, newer stadiums. You've got SoFi Stadium. You got Miami. You got I don't know, dude. That's a tough one. Oh, the Raiders Stadium.
Yes.
Oh, in Las Vegas.
The Raiders Allegiant Stadium.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
The Death Star.
Yeah.
All right. How about the Frozen Tundra?
Oh, dude, the Green Bay Packers Stadium.
Lambeau Field.
Lambeau Field.
Very good. All right. Jerry's World.
Cowboys. Yeah,
Cowboys,
AT&T.
yeah.
AT&T Stadium. What is it technically? I think it was AT&T Stadium.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Okay, fans. Ready? The Black Hole.
That's when the Raiders were in Oakland, and that was the end zone. I don't know which end, but whatever end, it was the end zone. Yeah, you
Very
just
good.
disappear into that hole.
The 12th Man.
That is Seattle.
And Fireman Ed.
Fireman Ed is the JETS, Jets.
That's correct. I didn't think you'd get that one. That's true. Very good. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to go people.
People, okay.
People. Everyone, follow along at home. Here we go. Ooh, we got some old school names here. The A Train.
The A Train. Oh, Adrian Peterson?
One of my favorites. One of my all-time favorites. Our era for sure. Growing up.
A Train. Oh, Mike Allstott. Dude. He was
Number
a stud.
40 from University of Purdue,
Dude.
Mike Allstott.
Built like a brick shithouse,
Oh.
that guy.
He was a dude. All right. Aaron McNair.
McNair. I mean, is it in the name?
Well, yeah. Do you know his first name?
Steve McNair.
Steve McNair.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. All Day.
All Day is. Oh, shoot. Oh, damn it. All Day.
I'll give you a hint. You said his name a couple seconds ago.
Oh, dude. Who is it?
All Day, Adrian Peterson.
Oh, Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
No, I said. Did I say Adrian Peterson? Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
whatever.
University of Oklahoma.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson.
All right. Oof, this guy. The Amish Rifle.
That's a great name.
The Amish Rifle.
Oh, dude, I don't know.
All right. Here's his
Wait, let me
other.
guess.
No. Here's his other nickname, Fitzmagic.
Oh, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh,
absolute
dude.
stud.
It's his name?
I played with his brother at NAU.
Oh,
His
no
brother
way.
played tight end. And
Wait, hold on. Nate?
no.
Oh.
No. So Ryan Fitzpatrick's younger brother played tight end for us at NAU.
Yeah.
Absolute stud.
Yeah.
Really good guy. But Ryan would come up in the summer
Really?
and throw and like work out and stuff. And we were like,
He would
"Oh."
throw? You?
Oh
did
yeah,
you-
we would
you-
see him. I wouldn't catch his balls or
Oh, I
anything,
was
but
gonna
no.
say, yeah.
But we were like, oh yeah, that's like the Harvard like NFL guy, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just it's brothers and stuff like that. But we didn't. I mean, we didn't know at the time, but now
Yeah.
he's a dude.
Yeah. That guy's a stud.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Ball hawk.
Ball hawk. Oh. That one doesn't
Need
ring
a
a
hint?
bell. I'll take a hint.
Ravens.
Ray Lewis? Ed Reed?
There you go.
Oh, Ed Reed.
There
All
you
right.
go. Beast mode.
Oh, dude. Marshawn Lynch.
Oh, so good.
Dude, Marshawn Lynch. God, that guy was a stud.
Dude, such a stud. Just didn't give two F's about anything that he
dude.
was doing.
Nothing.
Just wanted to eat Skittles and hang out.
Dude, stud.
Dude, I remember going to Seattle and going to the the local bars or whatever.
Yeah.
and we did a tour of the stadium. Awesome stadium.
That stadium, especially like I've seen one game there.
Yeah.
Against Seattle against the Falcons, and what's his name? Matt Ryan was quarterback, and Trent Dilford, was it Trent Dilford? Did he play for
No.
Seattle? Oh no, fuck, who was it?
Russell Wilson?
No, this was before Wilson. This was anyways. That stadium got so goddamn loud. It was crazy. It was wild.
Yeah, they have like standing seats.
Yeah.
Literally, if you don't know this, so if you ever go to that Seattle stadium,
Yeah.
like rather than a seat, they paint a square
Yeah.
on the ground
Yeah,
that you stand
on
in,
there.
and that's your seat. And
Yeah.
your ass is standing the entire game.
They have that
Dude,
at SoFi Stadium too.
Oh, they do?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah. It's in like the upper level, like 400 section, where there's like you can just they have like a metal just kind of like railing where you can like set your beer.
Oh, okay.
And like you said, like a little squared out thing where you have to like where you stand.
Yeah.
And it's like still like $120.
It's like that's your number. Stand on it. You
Yeah.
can't move. Yeah. No, dude. But we were at a bar. I forget which bar it was. Maybe the Mad Eye or something. But
Yeah.
and the guy was like, he knew we were not from Seattle
Yeah.
because he heard us talking, and he goes, "Oh, you guys are from California."
I didn't know that.
And I was like, "What? How do you know that?" He's like, "Because you guys say 'the' in front of every freeway."
Oh, that's a big California thing. Yeah.
So I was like, "What? Like, what do you mean?" He goes, "Well, you guys say the 5, or I got on the 91, or I got on the 22."
22, the 55. Or
Every-
I took the 22 to the 55 to...
And apparently, so all of us Californians didn't know this, but apparently everyone else in the country calls it, "Oh, I took I-5
Yeah.
to 22 West,"
Yeah.
or right, and we just say the whatever. And so
There's-
right off the bat, he goes, "Yeah, you guys aren't from here."
Yeah.
And we're like, "Oh yeah, yeah." And then he told us the Marshawn Lynch story of how when Marshawn Lynch went beast mode, grabbed his crotch.
Oh,
and
yeah,
full
hold
on
my dick, yeah.
Right, yeah, hold my dick, right, and did that run and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He said we like at the bar, they could feel the shake,
No
and
way.
I guess it registered as
On
like
the Richter scale.
Yeah, like a Richter
Yeah.
scale. I forget what number he said exactly, but like some type of like earthquake.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That stadium
It's
it
bitchin'.
is insane, and it like you can't hear yourself think like when like it gets
And
ruckus.
the nest.
Yeah,
They call it the nest
the
up there.
nest. Yeah.
It's
I don't think
badass.
we sat there, but we sat kind of close to there. Yeah, Chris, who our last episode
Yeah.
guest, he lived out there for a while, and when we went out there, that was the thing. I was like, we have to go see. I have to see a game there
Yeah.
because 12 man is like a legit thing, and it was, dude. It did not disappoint. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, and
that's
one
awesome.
of my customers, like when I was working at for the cigar shop out there, or out in Arizona, Chris Spencer was the offensive line. I forgot who's the quarterback for the Seattle, like right before.
It was now that you said it, Matt Hasselbeck.
Yes, thank you, Matt.
And the
Hasselbeck.
coin flip, the famous coin flip.
We're
We
gonna
want the
win.
ball. We're gonna go win or
Yeah,
whatever.
Well,
Yeah. We're gonna go
how'd that
score.
work
I
out?
was like, oof. Pick 6 the other way.
Dude, just do what every other quarterback at the coin flip is done. Just like, call it. Just we'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Here we go.
All right.
Okay, here we go. You mentioned this guy, Matty Ice.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
Matty Ice.
Matty Ice.
Except in that game against the Super Bowl against the
Oh,
Patriots.
dude.
Then it was.
I feel bad for that dude. He never won the big one, but
he was right there too.
I know. Fucking Tom Brady.
Fucking Tom Brady, man. That
So
guy just
handsome.
fucking sucks.
And now he's got all these hot chicks coming after him now that he's single and just
fucking guy, dude.
what a blowhard. All right, Tom. Okay, here we go.
All right.
The comeback kid.
Oh, Comeback Kid is Comeback Kid.
Yeah. It's old school.
Oh, dude, Comeback Kid. It's not Jim Harbaugh is Captain Comeback.
Probably won't get it.
Is it Chargers quarterback?
No. Joe Montana.
Joe Montana's the Comeback Kid?
That's what I found.
What?
That's what they say.
Oh, all
right.
Dude.
We know this guy personally. You and I have met this guy. The Blonde Bomber.
We've met him.
We have met him. We have talked to him. He has gotten up in our face and talked to us before.
Dude.
When we were kids.
Terry Bradshaw?
That's right. The Blonde Bomber. You want to tell that story?
Oh, my God. That was so
I don't know
good.
if we can put that guy in blast.
Oh, dude.
True story, though.
But all right, so I did mention it before. I worked in the cigar industry. That guy, Terry Bradshaw, is a huge cigar smoker, and he used to come into my cigar shop that I ran out in Beverly Hills. He was a big, customer and client, and so he had ordered a box of cigars. It was the Opus X Bellicoso. That was his jam. Yeah, okay. Opus X, and so I got the box in. One of the producers for Fox Sports was another client of ours, whatever customer, and he got us. He put me on the list to go see the Sunday pregame show.
Fox
NFL
Sunday show,
dude.
When they had Adrienne Barber, the little girl who would do the pregame weather for
oh yeah,
for games, and Jay Glazer, little Jay Glazer.
Jay Glazer was there. Yeah. No, wait, not Adrienne Barber. Her name was
Julian Barber.
Julian, Julian.
Excuse me, Julian.
Yeah, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, the usual suspects.
They're all still there.
All still
Michael
there.
Strahan, yeah.
Yeah, everybody was there. So you and I should do it. He's like, hey, I got you on the list for you and a guest this Sunday, green room, the whole thing. So, dude. Called this guy up. I was like, all right, hey, let's go do this. Go see a live taping of it. And we get there, and we are, first of all, we're in the green room. Jay Glazer's in the green room. Michael Strahan's in the green room. Jimmy Johnson's in the green room. Terry Bradshaw's in the green room. Dude, it was so surreal to be bizarre. In this.
It was so bizarre.
And everyone's hanging out and being just normal, as if this is just another day on the job.
And we walked in regular clothes, and everyone is suited up.
Well, the talent was.
Yeah, the talent was. But we didn't know what we were walking into.
Yeah.
And so we walk in, dude, and they're all suited up, looking good, and we're like, oh, geez.
Yeah, all dude, right. But we were casual, and I think that kind of worked to our benefit.
Food trays out.
Oh, dude, full on. Yeah, food was there. Drinks and all that, and then you go into the set, and the set is it's just if you just kind of panned out of the the view of the Fox NFL Sunday show, you would just get studio lights and all that, and we're just not, beyond that.
Yeah, it's not huge. Yeah,
it's not huge, and it's we're looking at what we see every Sunday.
We were behind the camera guy.
Right behind the camera.
We were just standing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, the field's over here to the side where they do
field,
Julian Barbary is over there doing the weather, and we're just standing there I can't believe this is we're just watching this whole thing unfold.
Yeah.
But anyways, I brought cigars. I brought Terry Bradshaw's order, and dude, so I bring the cigars up. I have them in a bag, and I'm like, "Hey, Terry," and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And I was like, "Came to bring you your cigars." He was like, "Oh, thank you so much. All right, I appreciate it, man. I am so fucked up on Vicodin right now."
Yeah. Shakes your hand,
dude. Big old mitts,
dude. Just some big old hammies on him.
Yeah.
Turns to me and shakes my hand. I was like, did he just say that? Dude, and he was this close. He's like, oh man, I'm so fucked up.
Dude, took his cigars, and he was like, oh, thank you. Thanks for bringing it. Dude, I remember I had Terry Bradshaw's number. I remember I was showing you. I was like, dude, Terry Bradshaw's number right here. I got his personal cell phone.
Yes.
I'm his cigar
God.
guy. I'm his personal cigar guy.
Oh my God, dude! I totally vividly remember that.
Oh, dude, I remember that. Yeah.
And then we walked to the studio.
Yeah.
We watched them film their thing. And then they're like, oh, we're going to cut to Jay Glazer. And Jay's like standing just like, I don't know, 6 feet over. And it's like, oh, hey, guys, like, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we're going to cut to, Barbara doing the weather. And she's like right over there.
Yeah.
And she's like, blah, blah, blah. And then commercial break. And then Terry like says something to her. She's like, oh, fuck you, Terry. And they were like yelling.
Dude, I remember the joke. I remember the joke. Here's what she said.
To her.
Because there was something about like a horse, and like she had like said something about Terry Bradshaw being like a horse, like being like a horse or something like that. I forget what it was, but dude, I'll find the clip and like show. It was like because she said it during the break, during like the commercial break.
Yeah, they were bickering back and forth.
And she was like, like telling them off, whatever. They were like kind of going back and forth. They were like ribbing each other, whatever. And then she said a joke during the break, and it got a laugh like from all like the peanut gallery. And she brought like once they went like live, she said it again.
Oh shit!
And like I was like, oh dude, we saw like the making of that joke.
Yeah, dude. And then so after like they get done, and it was commercial break. And it was, I don't know, maybe the first half of the games or something. Then we go up and take pictures.
Yeah.
Dude, before that dude even said cut, like, we're off the air, dude, Howie Long just packing a lip.
Big old lipper.
Dude, just packing a lip, just like, dude, that dude's head was
Oh, it was
huge.
Massive. Yeah.
Huge.
Massive.
And
he had his cup with his paper towel in it.
Oh, dude, he was ready to just spit like crazy. Dude, when we go up there and we take pictures with him. Nah, dude, that was freaking awesome. I totally remember that.
Dude, I'll take a picture of that. I'll post it like I'll post it somewhere in here.
Dude,
I'll cut it right here.
Oh, God, too good. Okay, here we go. We got more. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Here we go.
All right.
Who is the Moose?
Daryl Johnson. The Moose, Daryl Johnson.
That's
Cowboys, that same America's team.
Yep.
Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Deion Sanders, Emmitt Smith.
Pretty much played a position that doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't exist, man. Him and Mike Allstott, yeah.
The old fullback.
Yeah.
All right, who's the Red Rifle?
Red Rifle. Oh, gosh. Is that...
Current guy.
Ooh.
Need more hints?
Yeah, I'll take a hint.
TCU.
I don't have it.
Andy Dalton.
I was going to say that. Damn it.
Well, you didn't.
I would have got that.
The Snake.
I have no idea. I've never heard that one.
The old...
Jake the Snake.
Jake Plummer. That's right. The old quarterback for ASU.
Yeah.
Played for the Cardinals, Jake Plummer.
Jake Plummer.
The last two, I'll give you these hints. They are coaches.
All right.
Okay. The Tuna.
Oh, that's Bill Parcell.
Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells. Last one, current coach, the #1 rated coach in the NFL, the Walrus.
Oh, Andy mother flippin' Reed.
That's it, baby. That's all you got. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that playing along at home.
Yeah. Send us your scores. Tell us how you did. All right, that was pretty good. Pretty good segment. I like
Good
that.
job. You did all right.
I did okay. Yeah. Missed some pretty obvious ones.
You did.
But
for the most part, did all right.
Got some pretty obscure ones too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back after this.
This episode is brought to you by Palm Market. Palm Market was established in 1925. Located on Palm Avenue near the Circle of Orange, the new owners, Tim and Moose, are now the owners of the oldest establishment in the city of Orange.
Yeah, they've got some great sandwiches there. When I go, I usually get the Kubini, which has braised pork, boar's head ham, mustard, pickles, Swiss cheese, all on a telera bread. This thing is lights out.
Very nice. I usually go with the Plaza. Add a little extra mayo, avocado, and bacon for me. But I did see Tim making a pulled pork sandwich that looked very good the other day.
Some good stuff.
And when I take my kids, we usually take some quarters, hit the gumball machine. If you get yourself an orange gumball, win yourself a free sandwich.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But they don't just do sandwiches there. They've got a wide selection of beer and wine. And if you go, tell them that Real & Field sent you, get yourself a 10% discount at anything at the deli. So visit Palm Market. Visit their website at palmmkt.com and check out all the sandwiches that they have there.
All right, and we are back. All right, we're going to get into this topic today in our real estate section. So there's kind of this misconception and something that I'd like to kind of prep my clients with, which is just because you have the highest offer, that doesn't necessarily mean you have the best offer. And I'll elaborate on that. So let's just say, you're going into a house. Let's say, the house is listed for $1 million. You're pre-qualified for 1.5.
Okay.
But in your offer, you're going to ask for an inspection. You're going to ask. Sure. There are these things called contingencies, which are pretty much safeguards. And as long as those contingencies are in place, you technically, legally, don't have to buy the house. So they're the three major ones, which are the inspection contingency, the appraisal contingency, and the loan contingency.
Okay.
In a nutshell, what that means is I'm going to inspect this place, and if the inspection comes back with something that isn't to my liking, I'm going to pull out. I'm not going to remove that contingency. I'm going to pull out of the deal legally, and I'm going to get my deposit back. The second one is the loan contingency, which means that if I apply for a loan on this house and for whatever reason I'm not qualified for it, I don't get it, then that means I can pull back from the deal and get my money back. And the other one is the appraisal contingency, which essentially just means that if the purchase price on this house was $1 million, you put in an offer for $1 million, but it doesn't appraise for $1 million, which means that somebody comes out and they say, hey, this house isn't worth $1 million, it's worth $980,000. The bank won't lend you $1 million to purchase this house. They'll say, hey, we can't lend you the full amount. We'll lend you $980,000, but that $20,000 that's left over, you're gonna have to come up with that on your own in cash. Okay. So those are the three contingencies, the big ones, right? So let's say on that $1 million house, you come in and you say, I'm gonna give you full asking. You're asking for $1 million. I will give you $1 million, but I'm gonna have a contingency, a loan contingency, an appraisal contingency, and a inspection contingency.
And you can do all three. Okay.
Yeah, you can do all three. It's kind of advised that you do an inspection and make sure that your loan is going to go through and make sure all those things happen. So in the eyes of the seller, okay, I have these three things that can go wrong. I can have the appraisal that comes back that's below what the asking price is, or the offer price is. I can get an appraisal or an inspection that comes back that says I need to replace my roof and foundation shot, and the person who's going to be applying for the loan could possibly not get it because of something like they took out a car loan right before they opened up escrow, and now they can't apply. They can't get qualified for the loan.
But I'm the $1 million offer.
You're the asking price. Yeah, you're the $1 million offer.
So you're saying that maybe someone who's offering maybe $950.
Yeah, a lower offer.
Yeah.
So let's say you're offering $1 million with all of those contingencies in place.
Okay.
I come in, I go, hey, I'll buy your house. I'm not going to offer you what you're asking for. I'm not going to give you $950, but I'm going to give you $1 million. I'm going to give you $980,000. I'm going to bring it down to $20,000. But I am not going to come in with any contingency in place. I'm not going to have a loan contingency. I'm not going to have an appraisal contingency, and I'm not going to have a inspection contingency. That means that I'm not going to peel back the layers. I'm not going to look at what's going on with the house. I'm going to take it as it is, and this is an all cash offer. No contingency in place.
Yeah, no strings attached. What's the difference between the person who offers the mill with the strings attached and the 980? Like why is the 980 not asking for what I'm asking for with my $1 million offer?
It could be that it's a property that needs some work, and this person's going to go in and rehab it, do some of the work that needs to be done, and then turn around and sell it and flip it.
Okay.
It could also be somebody that just has like $1 million cash on hand and just wants to buy a property and just wants and doesn't want to, it just wants to beat out everybody else with those things like in place, like I said, like without those contingencies, because that is a more attractive offer.
Yeah.
Think about this from the seller's perspective. What is more likely to go through? What is more likely to close? This $1 million offer, and we can even kind of change the scenario and boost it and say this the property is listed at $1 million, but the people who are pre-qualified and are going to have all those contingencies in place, they're going to offer $1,050,000, and the guy who has cash is going to offer $1 million. Even in that scenario, it is very it's very attractive to have an all-cash offer where there's no contingency in place, there's no inspection, there's no appraisal, there's none of that stuff. It is a clean and cut. It's clean and cut, and it's going to, more than likely, unless the purchaser or the buyer is just going to back out for some, unknown reason. But once you have all the contingencies removed, like there is nothing to, like you can't really back out at that point. You can lose your deposit. So in those two scenarios, the difference between those two is this person has all cash and it's just going really aggressive. The other person doesn't have it, and they're going a little bit, they're just banking on winning it outright and using and keeping those safeguards in place.
All right. So what's your advice then to the person selling?
So that becomes then the tough part, because if you were going to look at all of these offers that came in, one of the offers is an all cash offer at this price. The other one is a above asking price, but there's these contingencies in place.
A little roll of the dice.
It is a little bit of the roll of the dice.
Guaranteed.
And I'll tell you one of the reasons why. If, let's say, the person who's going to be purchasing for above asking, let's just say it's $1,050,000 and not $1 million. They're going to get $50,000 over asking, but they're going to do an inspection. If they peel back the layers of the house, do an inspection, and see that there's some roof damage, there's some foundation issues, or there's this, that, and the other, that then needs to be disclosed. If they decide to walk away from the deal and they say, you know what, this is just too much, that we don't want to buy this house,
sure,
that then becomes discovery. It's what was seen when it has to be disclosed to the next buyer.
So now 980 is going to learn that.
980 is going to see it. No, anybody who's going to be putting in an offer, that now has to be disclosed to them.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And so now, if you had a $1,050,000, this offer, but something got discovered, you saw something, they did an inspection, and now that has to be, you have to show that to anybody who's potentially going to put an offer on your house. That means that could affect your price. Now what your list price was, which was $1 million. Now anybody else that comes through is going to be shown this like inspection report, and they're going to say maybe $1 million is a little generous. Maybe we're going to go to 975, or maybe we're going to go to 950 to account for whatever it is that we just found.
Or all those things, and you knock it out of the park.
Yeah,
and then you're getting that $1,050,000.
Or that's the roll of the dice. Now, it's all up to the seller on how conservative they are, what they know about the house. If they kind of like feel like, oh, maybe there's some things that we didn't take care of. maybe the 980 would be more beneficial because it's more secure and we don't have to peel back any layers, even though that other offer is over asking. Maybe it's not going to appraise. Maybe the house isn't going to appraise for $1,050,000, and then the buyers are going to have to come up with some cash. And looking from, seeing what they have in their bank account, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to make up that difference. So there's a lot of different scenarios or a lot of different ways, which is all to say that even though you have the highest offer, it doesn't mean that you have the best offer.
Gotcha.
There are other things that play into accepting an offer from the seller's perspective. What's more secure? If there are contingencies in place, whether or not you have a deposit, if you're working on a 5% deposit or a 20% deposit, or you're putting 50% down, things like that have an effect on what the seller perceives is going to be a solid offer. And that can change. It could change. You can have 3 different offers and they can all be different in different ways. They can offer something, and it makes you kind of competitive too. If you can remove one of those contingencies, like let's say the loan contingency, you're pre-qualified. Pre-qualified is one thing, but you can get underwritten, which means that you just have everything's been signed off, certified, and you're guaranteed going to get this loan. If you can remove a loan contingency, that just makes your offer that much stronger.
Yeah.
But then things like the appraisal contingency, if you waive that and just say, hey, whatever the appraisal comes back, if there's a discrepancy, we'll make it up in cash, that's going to be a stronger offer regardless of what your purchase price is. So again, that's just to say that whatever it's not just the highest offer that's always the best one. It could be lower with less speed bumps along the way. That's going to make your offer a lot more desirable.
That's cool. I never knew that. That's great. That's good info.
Just a little something to just kind of think about when you're putting in offers and how competitive it is and how to get an edge in that.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, well, I think this wraps up this episode of Real in the Field. We'll be back in a couple weeks with a new episode. In the meantime, like and subscribe, and we'll see you.